Welcome to Biz Wire. I'm Joseph Nordstrom in Beijing. China has agreed to talks with Southeast Asian nations on a set of rules to avoid conflict in the South China Sea, an area which sees hundreds of billions of dollars in trade pass through its waters each year. The announcement came as a welcome surprise to many and won praise from diplomats, even as the Philippines warned of increased militarization and tensions in the region. Talks will begin in September on a code of conduct between China and the 10-member Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN. China had resisted the talks as competition for oil, natural gas, and fish in the waters increased tensions with fellow claimants, including the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei. The Philippines said yesterday that what they describe as the massive presence of Chinese military ships around areas it claims in the South China Sea posed a threat to efforts to maintain maritime peace and stability in the region. However, China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi called the overall situation in the South China Sea stable. Wang pledged to upgrade an ASEAN-China trade agreement and push forward talks on a regional comprehensive economic partnership, which includes ASEAN, China, and 5 other Asia-Pacific countries. 2 years ago, ASEAN and China approved guidelines to implement the 2002 agreement that called on countries to avoid occupying disputed islands, inform others of military exercises, and resolve territorial disputes peacefully. Since then, China had rebuffed ASEAN's efforts to start talks on a code of conduct, saying it would only do so when conditions were ripe. The U.S.'s declared interest in maintaining freedom of navigation in the waters has irked China, which prefers solving the disputes through direct dialogue with claimants. As hostilities with China have risen, the Philippines has reached out and boosted military ties with the U.S. and Japan. Philippine President Benigno Aquino's government last week said it's crafting an agreement that would give the U.S. military access to Subic Bay. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry stressed that America's so-called pivot to Asia is not intended to contain or to counterbalance China, but reflects the economic importance of the region. While the U.S. wants sea lanes to stay open for business, access to natural resources are at the heart of the border dispute in the South China Sea. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, China National Offshore Oil Corporation, known as CNOOC, estimates the South China Sea may hold about 5 times more undiscovered natural gas than China's current proved reserves. In recent years, China has begun to gradually dislodge the U.S. and Japan as the major trading partners of most Southeast Asian countries. China became Malaysia's biggest trading partner in 2011, Indonesia's biggest importer and second largest export market as of 2010, and Thailand was just elevated to become China's biggest trading partner after Japan. Trade between the Philippines and China is worth an estimated $30 billion. Optimists say these trade relationships should help to diffuse attempts to whip up nationalist sentiment in China to take any territory by force, while others say if domestic economic reforms become too painful, leaders may need a distraction as the economy transitions onto its new path. You're watching Biz Wire on the Blue Ocean Network. Stay tuned for more in Economic Insight.